Hi and welcome to episode 15 in this series of Cheltenham Anti-Post chats with the bookies foe. If you're new to the channel and you like what you hear, please subscribe and give us a like. If you hit the bell icon, it will keep you up to date with future broadcasts. So this week it is the Triumph Hurdle. So what have you got to tell me about this race?
Hiya, Pen. How are you? So the Triumph, we've purposely left this towards the end because this is a grade one just for juveniles. They start their career in the autumn as 3-year-olds, and then on New Year's Day they become 4, and it's only for 4-year-olds. And we've left this till the end because they're so young and horses are only starting off their career. It's very hard to gauge the form and the ability of some of these juveniles because they can progress in an instant, but they can also regress very, very quickly.
Okay.
And I don't back a juvenile until the spring. It's very much a watching brief from the autumn onwards. And if you're deciding within yourself to back juveniles during the winter, you're not doing things properly in my eye. You're just gonna lose money. And it's a very, very tricky thing. So that's why we've left it to the end.
Well, that makes sense.
Subsequently, 4-year-olds do very well in this race.
As I looked when I was trying to look the form, I was thinking, wonder what I can find here as a pattern. Oh, hold on. They're all 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's one good stat.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So do you want to talk us through the market?
Yeah. So as we have it here, I have found 2 at decent prices. I think the answer to the puzzle is in the top 10. As you go down, you're going to find horses that are going to run in the Boodles. The Boodles, incidentally, Pen, is the handicap version of the Triumph.
Right.
It's a juvenile race for handicappers, So, so as we look at the market, the favourite Vauban was very impressive at Leopardstown in the Dublin Racing Festival. He did it very well. He did it easy enough. There's a lot to be impressed with him. Bit of a short stride on him, which wouldn't be something I like really. But look, he was as impressive as he was. He did it very easy. And do you want to back him at 2-1? No, absolutely not. For the people that want to back shorties out there, maybe, yeah, great, but not for me. Pied Piper is the most impressive juvenile I've seen this season. He ran at Cheltenham about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he didn't come out of second gear with Davy Russell, and it was one of the most beautiful performances I've seen from a horse this season. If you watch the race, it's absolutely beautiful to watch. All these horses really working hard and Davy just sitting there cruising. It was beautiful. Phil Dorr, 5-1, hasn't done a lot wrong. Gordon thinks he's as good as Pied Piper. I don't think so. I don't like Phil Dorr at all. I don't get it. I don't get how he's a 5-1 shot. He's not for me. I don't think he's gonna like the hill. He was outstayed the other day. He's not for me at all. But there's a lot of horses to like here, and you have to just take the form visually from what you've seen yourself over the season and go with it from there. We found Quilixios last year and we backed him. So the horse I liked the most and was my selection and would still be my selection. But he's not going to make the front 2 because he hasn't ran since the 11th of December. He has no entries other than the Triumph. And if you look at the winners, any horses that don't run after Christmas have a very poor record in this race. You need to have a run after Christmas prior to the festival in order to have a chance. But Night Salute at 20-1. He would have been my main selection. He's won at Cheltenham impressively. He's actually unbeaten over hurdles. He's done nothing wrong. He's slick. He travels. He finds for pressure. He's won at Cheltenham. He would have ticked every single box. But the only reason he's not making our final two is because it doesn't look like he's going to have a run after Christmas prior to the festival. And he hasn't ran now for 2 months. So I'm sort of thinking, is there an issue? Has he had a setback? Is he injured? I don't know what the story is, but he's not going to make it for that reason. But Night Salute, I think, is one of the best juveniles out there.
Yeah.
And I think he was a mad price. I did like Iker Allen as well, and I think his run at Leopardstown was bad, but I don't think it was as bad as what it looks. Similar to that, our first selection is going to be Ile Taiton for Willie Mullins. Do you like the pronunciation there, Pendia?
I love the pronunciation.
Like it sounded like a Parisian. If you look at his run the other day, now Ile Taiton is 16-1, okay? He ran in the Dublin Racing Festival and he was third behind Vauban the other day. And I really liked the potential of this horse. He did everything wrong, but he was only beaten a few lengths. He found for pressure. He was keen enough out the back. I think they gave some of these really good horses far too much of a head start. He fiddled his way over a few hurdles. He was very inexperienced, as most juveniles are. He, very keen, pulling for his head at times, and came round the bend very wide as well. But just when he was asked for an effort, he really did find, and he stayed well into third. And I just think Cheltenham's really going to suit this horse. If he's learned anything from the race at Leopardstown, I think he could improve massively, and I think he could be a real dark horse for the Triumph. And he's going to be our first selection at 16-1 with, is it Bet365? I think Penn is.
I think so. It's on the, put it in the chart.
Going 16s with him, yeah. So I think he's huge value. I really do. Taking nothing away from the market principles here, they're all very good, but I think he represents a lot more value. And I think the really strong pace of the Triumph is really going to help him settle more. The undulations, I'm convinced, are going to help him as well.
Great.
So selection number 2 is a similar horse to Night Salute, and was only beaten by a length or two by Night Salute, and it's Porticello. Now people will go, oh, he hasn't had a run after Christmas, which is correct. And at the minute, he's only entered for the Triumph. Now, he ran on the 27th of December. And I just have a feeling Gary Moore will run him again between now and the festival. I think he's going to have another run. The only horse to beat him is Night Salute. He's been very impressive other than that. He won at Chepstow by 8.5 lengths on soft ground. Chepstow's not unlike Cheltenham. I think the track's going to suit him. I think testing ground, if it's testing on the day, won't have a problem. I think stamina is all what he's about. And he's just such a strong traveller. And I think he's very underestimated. And like I said, Gary Moore, he knows about Triumph hurdles. He had Goshen, who nearly won it. And he has a lot of horses that he targets towards the Triumph, and I think he has a really nice horse here.
Oh, great!
So as long as he gets his post Christmas run, I think he's massively overpriced at 16-1 with, is it Labrooks? Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He takes if he can just get that post Christmas run. He will tick every box for this race. Wow. And I'm very excited at 16-1. So let's hope he does get that post Christmas run. So
Yeah, I've put
so
them
that's
both,
it.
they're both on the chart now. As you
Yeah.
said, yeah, we've got Ladbrokes, Porticello, and the other one is Bet365. So for those
Yeah.
16-1 odds.
Yeah. So as I said, it's a tricky enough market. You need to leave it and let the market mature before you can get an idea. Course form is really important. These are young horses. You need to know they're going to handle the track. And there's a lot of horses that might flatter to deceive on the day, but my idea of the winner would be Pied Piper. He's done it at Cheltenham and he did it very, very impressively, but at 2-1 we'll leave him alone. But it's a very interesting race, and so we're sort of getting there now, Pen, aren't we?
Yeah, just the bumper left to do next week.
Yeah.
And then reselection time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming on nicely.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed.
Great. All right then. Well, thank you very much and look forward to chatting to you again soon.
God bless, Pen.